Hello. Today is October 1st, so I'm going to be doing the Facebook Live. I'm going to give a few minutes to see if anyone comes on the live feed for this. Otherwise, we'll be talking about manifesting enhancers, personal tricks that I use as manifesting enhancers. And then we're also going to talk about how to keep your vibe positive even when you're having a shit day, or you're having shit energy, or just feel like giving up, or you're sick of the game, or you're sick of everything. how to maintain a positive vibe so that you keep manifesting what you truly want instead of what you're experiencing. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today, and I want to talk about hi baby, my husband's on. I want to talk about the Dr. Oz show and meeting everyone there. It was just incredible, and I want to talk about that manifestation experience as well, because that was something that was brought into my consciousness a couple of months ago. The opportunity presented itself, and I went back and forth with, is it going to happen? Is it really going to manifest? Do I have any control over the manifestation ultimately occurring at the end? There were some days that I wasn't sure if any of it was going to be real, or if I was being tricked or fooled, but then when those things happen, when those visions or thoughts or beliefs that it's all a trick or it's all fake, or whenever those doubts come in, you have to kind of counteract them. So I needed to counteract them by saying, well, I've manifested some pretty epic shit in my life. So if I can manifest those other things, then of course I can manifest this one as well. So then that helps it to hold on loosely to what I'm still trying to manifest. Because if you give up, if you completely give up and surrender it, I mean, it usually manifests on its own. So surrendering is a huge part of the manifestation process, is holding on loosely. So you know the song "Hold On Loosely, But Don't Let Go." That's the same with manifestations. You don't want to be so held onto it that it's only laser vision of that and you see nothing else around it. But you want to put out to the universe that, listen, this is what I really want, and while it won't be the end of the world if it doesn't manifest, I do know that if this doesn't happen, something better will, because that's a law also, not this but something better. That helps with the surrendering and the release of, if this doesn't happen, I don't believe God is an angry God or a spiteful God, or God hates me, or the universe hates me, or the universe doesn't want good things for me. You really have to adapt the mindset of, if this doesn't happen, something better is going to happen. So then your brain starts to relax and think, oh, well, what could be better? What could be even better than this? And whether you come up with anything or not, your brain will relax thinking something better could be happening, or this. So it helps with the speed of the manifestation to not have like a death grip on it. Because the death grip, you'll start figuring out the how of it's supposed to happen. And if you're figuring out the how on your own, then that's the universe's job. The universe's job is to figure out the how and then deliver you steps. So you'll get like divine guidance on what are some of the steps to take. So I remember, hi Lena, I remember when I was, manifesting the Dr. Oz stuff and mustering up all the faith and belief. Hi Rodney. Mustering up all the faith and belief to make sure that it came to be, because I started telling people, and I know that holds me accountable to make sure I do the work that I need to do. So some of the work that I needed to do to continue the manifestation of the Dr. Oz thing transpiring was, I knew I needed to creation journal every day. I knew I needed to identify what emotions were wreaking havoc on me, or popping up, or keeping me from wanting to get out of bed, or whatever it is. I knew that, and this is one of the topics of maintaining your positive vibe, I knew at the end of the day I wanted this manifestation to happen. I wanted to meet the Dr. Oz staff, the Dr. Oz team. I wanted to see how this woman Melissa that I work with works on their show. She's their crime correspondent, Melissa Jesperson Moore, and she's just fascinating. She's a fascinating human being. Her father was a serial killer in the 90s. And she found out when she was about 15 years old that her dad had raped and murdered 8 women. And now she's a crime correspondent on Dr. Oz. She wrote a couple books about her story. She came out on Oprah and Dr. Phil. And then I manifested her once I made the decision to write my book. She literally appeared the next day. So, and that's the universe telling you the next step. You know how you don't have to figure out the how? I didn't go looking for her. I made the decision to write my book. I knew it was finally time to write my book, even though I had been toying with the idea for years. I mean, even Jesus had said to me, you're going to write a book. And I was like, I wonder what about? And he's like, I wonder. And then finally, you know, I had to have my own epiphany of what the book's going to be so that I could get excited about actually writing it, because my history wasn't all that exciting is a good term. It was definitely exciting. My history, my past, and everything is exciting. It was also incredibly traumatic at some points. So to go back and think, all right, I'm going to go dive into that fun stuff, you know, and churn those waters again, to write about them, is horrible resistance to not want to go and play in there. But I know how to flip my vibe because of the flip your vibe technique. So I know that when I'm feeling shame for some of the traumatic stuff that I went through, and then that shame blocks me from either getting out of bed or getting anything done or being social or checking anything off my to-do list. I remember that, first of all, to flip your vibe, the polar opposite of shame is radical acceptance. So that's what I'm craving. That's what I'm actually needing. When your body comes up with an emotion, it's trying to let you know what you need. And it's most likely, usually, the polar opposite of the feeling that you're feeling. So if you're feeling depressed, you probably need purpose, something to drive you out of your depression. So if you're feeling really anxious, it means you need to probably calm down and make a list of your triggers, make a list of what you need to do that day so that it helps you maintain a positive vibe. Because like I've said in my material, we're always manifesting. We're always manifesting at any given time. So it's imperative that you stay on top of your energy and be aware. Awareness is the key. Awareness is the key to manifesting whatever you truly want. So the days that I was derailing from meeting this woman in July and then manifesting, the Dr. Oz part of coming onto the show, and not on an actual segment, but coming to see behind the scenes, to meet all the producers and to meet the people that are in charge of the segments, to meet some of the incredible women that are already on the show and see how they work and see how inspiring it is. I mean, it's nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking for Melissa for Melissa to watch her do her live segments, because it's a live studio audience. She's being incredibly vulnerable. And then on top of it, she needs to be very professional and then be an expert in her field, talking about crime and the psychology of crimes and the psychology of criminals, on top of what victims or survivors are feeling also. So it's all these really incredible contributions, which that's the purpose of my work and my trauma too, is to contribute to its transmutation, right? We want to transmute the traumas that are on earth so that kids don't have to experience sexual abuse, so kids don't have to experience violence or, any of the really horrible things that are still taking place and people are silently suffering about. So it was imperative to me that my end game is to be of service, is to talk about the stuff that I've survived, is to talk about the healing and the thriving and the growing of entrepreneurship of survivors, of, it's not a death sentence when stupid shit happens that's out of your control, and it's usually directly related right back to your purpose. So those were all huge motivators to continue keeping my vibe pristine. So what I wanted to say was, even days that I was derailing, I could hear my spirit team and even myself saying that's when you amp up the self-care. So when you feel like derailing and you can't get out of bed, honor that. Set a time limit though, like don't rot in bed for days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, years and years. Push yourself to get out of that, but also honor those days where if you're super triggered and you can't get out of bed, that might be a sign from your body to rest and relax. Because if you go out and push yourself on days like that, you can end up derailing really badly by starting a fight, by, spreading any negativity out into the wild, and then as we understand the laws of karma and cause and effect, that all comes back to affect your ability to continue manifesting. So sometimes I'll just sleep and honor and rest and, take a nice bath on days that it's hard to keep this super high positive vibe, because healing is messy. It's dark sometimes. It's not all light and fairy and unicorns and glitter and rainbows. Sometimes it's sitting in the darkest parts of your history, of your life, and just honoring it and being there for yourself. So while that is not it doesn't feel high vibrational, you're releasing and you're rewriting your timelines though when you go back and do inner child work and sit with your inner child and really talk to your inner child and say, what do you need, what did you need that you weren't getting as a child, and then you be that for yourself as an adult. You honor that there's a little fragment of you that's kind of wounded and really needs your help, and then that helps to propel keeping that positive vibe. So the flip your vibe technique, which is a technique that I've developed, and it's in the group. The PDF is in the group under the units. It's establishing whatever emotional state that you're in and seeing if you need to elevate it. So if you're in an emotional state that you're feeling scared, the opposite of that would be brave and fearless. So identify that you're feeling scared and then honor it, and then say, I know that I need to be doing the opposite though, and that's being brave. And if being brave means not leaving the house, but it means sitting in your pain and honoring it and being there for your inner child, then you've still flipped your vibe and you've done some work. So rewriting past timelines for your inner child too is incredibly powerful for releasing yourself to future timelines that would become available to you now. Like one of the things I did the other night was I imagined what it was like to have never been sexually abused by the guy when I was 9 that raped me in our neighborhood. I did a visualization of he died before I met him, and he was able to leave a lot of money to his family, so his kids were well taken care of and his wife was taken care of, and he died a war hero, so it was all good in my mind, and I never got hurt. And then I fantasized what my life was like as a result of that outcome, and then it sets you free and empowers you to open up new timelines. And I know this is all an imagination, and at the end of the day he really did assault me, but it frees my inner child to not have to live as a survivor of that as my identity, because that's not my identity. I'm not just a survivor. I wasn't born just to survive that. I was born to do and accomplish and be me, Molly, So to rewrite that timeline was very freeing. It felt really, really good to my inner child to say, let's delete that for a minute and see what it looks like and see what it feels like. And it felt really, really good. It was nice to imagine and play there for a little bit. So, and then I wanted to talk about some of the manifestation enhancers. So manifestation enhancers are anything that's going to help you bring peace and alignment to your energy. So some of the things I love are using doTERRA oils. I know Rodney's on. He's our doTERRA expert. He's in the group and he's part of our admin team. If you ever need to talk to him or myself about the doTERRA oils, I mean, they're magic oils. They're medicinal grade. They are made with the utmost integrity. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the ones that I use very, very regularly. So one that I use regularly is the Forgive oil, and this is part of doTERRA's emotion blends. They have peace, motivate, I can't think of them all, but motivate is one that I use all the time. Forgive is another one. I think there's 5 or 6 in, passion's another one, and they're all wonderful, but the Forgive oil works really, really well in forgiving yourself for being tricked, forgiving yourself for being whatever, for forgiving yourself for ever hating yourself for what happened to you, or blaming yourself for whatever happened to you, or, forgiving yourself for holding on to secrets for years and years and years and years and years and not ever telling anyone or getting help, or just harboring all of that on your own and knowing that it's ultimately created your life and your destiny. That forgive oil is very, very powerful. I mean, I'll just douse myself in. I smell it. It smells really beautiful. I even told Rodney this when I first got the oil. I remember opening it up and, Cheers, another really good one. I remember opening it up. I'm like, oh, it smells like an open grave. Like, it really, really triggered me. I didn't like how it smelled. And I thought it was so interesting that it smelled like an open grave, because it smells very mossy, woodsy, wet grass, which I guess an open grave could be in there. But for forgive, that's okay, because you want to open those graves and forgive. So I liked that it had all of that triggeringness to myself, because now I've transcended it. And now when I smell it, it doesn't smell like an open grave. It smells like a fairy woodland area full of love and forgiveness and hope and magic and manifestation. So I was able to transcend even a scent, and that's huge. I mean, now it's a huge part of my routine of manifesting and forgiving, because forgiveness is a huge part of manifesting. If you're angry or you're giving your power, you're leaking your power off to someone that you haven't been able to forgive. And I get it, forgiveness can be really, really hard and triggering emotionally, but it's not hard to just say it out loud. I forgive. I forgive you. I forgive for what you did to me. I forgive for what was done to me. I forgive you for what you decided ultimately to do. I forgive the whole situation. Doesn't mean you forget. Doesn't mean you become a pushover and you accept any more of it. It means you no longer have control over me, and you cut the cord and you sever the ties, which that's what forgiveness really is. It's just advanced cord cutting. So, and then motivate is another oil that I really, really love. So for days that I'm having some anxiety, panic attacks, flashbacks, triggers, something like that, I can't get out of bed, the motivate oil calls to me. It pulls me out of bed. It's peppermint, so it's invigorating, and then that can snap you out of your triggers too. Peppermint's a great oil for getting you out of triggers. That was one of the first oils, or actually the first scents or taste was a peppermint that someone told me years ago when I had a full-blown PTSD flashback in 2014. Yeah, 2014. And that was one of the first things the woman said to me: splash your face with ice cold water, and then also peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is really good at grounding you, bringing you to the now, and snapping you out of trauma or panic or anxiety. And then it's also infused with, I think it's got vanilla, but I know it's citrusy also. So it's like a creamsicle smell is the motivate, which is really enticing to my inner child who doesn't want to get work done. It lures me out. It makes me feel really good. It gives me a ton of energy too. So those are a couple of the oils. Peace, oh my God, I use that oil a lot because my vibrational frequency for manifesting money is peace. So that's my money ball. That's my money roller ball. That's my money oil. If peace, or if money is the vibration of, energy or cheer or any of the other ones, there's a bunch of different blend oils for doTERRA that can be your manifesting smell, and that's amazing. An amazing manifestation enhancer. Another manifestation enhancer is crystals. Crystals really amp me up. They, I can feel their energy. They do invigorate my own energy and amplify it. There's certain crystals for certain things. I know citrine is very powerful for money. It's a yellow crystal, so it has to do with your power center. So that's a really fun amplifier, and it's good to kind of focus on that and hold that while you're setting intentions. Vision boarding is another amazing tool for manifestation enhancements. So if you can get a visual and keep it in your focus, in the forefront of your mind, and in your visuals in your office or wherever you are, there's apps. I know my husband has made little pictures for his phone of what he's working on manifesting at that time, and it helps to have those visuals and get excited about something, because at the end of the day, you want to know, why am I trying to manifest this? Why am I trying to manifest this? If it's just about the money, then you need to skirt around that and say, okay, if I had all the money, what would I be doing? If I had all the money, would I still be doing this? If you're chasing something just for the money, you're probably in it for the wrong reasons. So, and you're chasing money, which you don't ever want to be chasing money. Money is a byproduct of chasing your dreams. So you want to refocus on, why am I chasing anything? If it's for money, then make it about your purpose and passion, because money can be made from anywhere and from anything. It's your ideas and your purpose and your inspirations and stuff like that. So if you choose to chase your dreams versus chasing money, money is a byproduct of chasing your dreams and having accomplishments. So it's good to have that out in front of you. I know there's vision board parties, there's vision board apps. Pinterest is a great way to use visual enhancements. I'm trying to think of some other ways for visual enhancers. Getting out of the house, and like I said, having panic attacks and stuff like that, the oils really help with that. Journaling, you got to journal all the time. I try to journal every day. I know there's some days where I'm just like, universe, you know what I need and you know what I want. I'm too triggered to even journal, but I try to journal 5 times a week. And it's just one page. I hold myself accountable. I try to write it in my prettiest handwriting so that it holds my focus and has a pristine kind of energy with it. Not perfect. We're not trying to be perfect. We're not trying to be perfectionists, but anything that you show up to do, the universe is going to show up as well. Energy is exchanged for energy, and the universe amplifies whatever we put energy towards. So you just want to be hyper conscious and aware. Awareness is the key of what it is you're trying to manifest and why. Why are you trying to manifest this? Ultimately, you should be wanting to serve yourself, serve people, serve a cause, because then that brings in the community and the satisfaction that you're helping others. I know that I get a great deal of satisfaction when I'm able to help others, whether I'm consciously trying to or not. My work and my service and what I do, I end up getting, feedback that it was really, really helpful, and I stood up and did the thing, even though, you might wake up and go, I don't need to do a Facebook Live, forget it, no one's listening. But then you do the thing, and then the people reach out and say, it was really helpful, I really needed that. So do the things. So anyways, I want to keep this short. I don't know how long I've been on already. We're sitting in the parking lot about to go to Publix because it was raining, just running a few errands. But let me see, I want to look at the costumes. The costumes. The comments. All right, Lena, you want to know if it's successful? Answer to asking us to ask the universe or something. Pink bow. Oh, amazing. Amazing. I love that you got confirmation within 20 minutes of seeing a pink bow. That is wow. That's the law of focus, right in effect. I love that. If you haven't gone through all the material, please go through, each of the units. They're little bite-sized pieces. There's 5 units. There's 6 total because of the intro video, but it's just 5 units. Each one's about 30 minutes long, but the unit 1 talks all about the 7 laws, and the law of focus is exactly what you're talking about, Lena, about manifesting. And to see confirmation really quick it's so delightful. It can feel really, really magical and feel really triggering too, and you'll want to dismiss it. So you want to override that nothing is a coincidence and that the universe is talking to you. Everything is synchronistic. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Rodney, thank you so much for jumping on and talking also about console and peace. Yeah, all of those, the emotional blends. Oh my gosh, I never am without those on hand, and I just love my doTERRA oils. Again, if you need assistance with opening a doTERRA account, you get a wholesale access to all their oils. I think it's like $40 a year. Like, it's really, really minimal, and then you get all sorts of points and freebies and kickbacks for all your purchases. So, it's just such an amazing company, and I am full supporter of the oils. They've changed my life. They're just incredible. So please comment on the video. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about next month for the next live. I'm going to try to do these the first Monday of the new month, and on Mondays weekly are the journaling prompts. So the journaling prompt that I posted today was, what would you be doing if you had all the money? If you already had all the money, what would you be doing? Because I think we're so conditioned to only want money that we don't even know what it feels like to have it. So imagine, play with it, feel like you already have it. What the fuck are you doing with your life now? What are you doing? What's your day look like? If you had all the money in the world, because that's your ultimate desire, right? Is to have plenty of money to do whatever the hell you want. Well, what is it that you're doing? What's the hell that you want? Let's manifest. Let's get creative and get visual, because the universe wants to give it to you, but the universe doesn't know how to give us anything unless it's in our focus. All right. Have a great day. God bless you guys. Take care. I love you all, and I hope this has been helpful. Bye-bye.